I'm posting without thinking 9 to 10 times a day. You're gonna come with me right now to get ready for bed, take my makeup off, while I'll tell you about a crazy day that I had. So I'm currently in Austria. I'm leading a Worldschooling retreat. So that's like, think of it as like a family camp for homeschooled families. So instead of just being homeschooled, they're world schooled, which is kind of like traveling the world and learning through the travel. I hired a coach bus to take all of 57 of us to a completely different town about an hour and a half away, to go to the largest ice cave in the world that's only accessible in the summer, because in the winter it is, as you can imagine, just covered with snow and ice, and you can get in there. So I have like this huge bus, and it just goes up and down, not down, just up, up the winding roads of the mountain. And as we were passing by, we saw the castle, which is where we would go after the ice cave, up high on a mountain. So by the time that we got to the top, to the ice cave, the castle looked like literally a Lego castle. That's how high we were. And after the bus dropped us off and we bought the tickets, we still had to go 20 minutes up, hike up, then a cable car that literally went straight up. So it's like, it wasn't like a normal mountain cable car, it was like almost a lift in the mountain. And then 20-minute more hike, and then finally you reach the very top of the tallest mountains, same mountains that you see in The Sound of Music. And there's like this big hole in the mountain, just massive, huge hole. And by the way, you had to go through a bunch of tunnels to even get to it. So this massive, massive hole in like the top of the mountains. Because when you think of caves, you think like the bottom, right? You think underground. So not this one. This one was literally in the like tippy top of the mountain. Massive, massive opening. I'll actually do a video on it, but for now I'm just gonna tell you while I'm taking makeup off. So this huge hole, we finally get to it. We get our tour guide, because it's an ice cave, it is below freezing there, so we had to like layer up. So we went from really hot hiking to having to wear like several layers and a coat and a hat and gloves. And so we got that. And then to walk into it, that's quite an ordeal, because when they open the doors to the ice cave, the difference in temperatures, like hot and cold, creates this insane wind that's like hurricane level winds. 100 kilometers, can get up to 100 kilometers an hour of like really cold freezing wind from the cave. So like they open these huge doors, massive, like, I don't know how to explain, like if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings and Mines of Moria, like those are like the same kind of doors, and the inside actually looks like Mines of Moria. So they open these huge doors and this massive wind just comes out, like freezing cold and up to 100 kilometers an hour, and you're just like barely trying to get in. So you finally get in the cave and the wind calms down, the doors close up, and you can breathe. And and so then you have 1,400 steps to go up into the cave and then down. So you go through the cave as far as they'll let you, 1,400 steps, so about 70 minutes total. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. There's so many like ice formations there, and just such a cool thing to see, only accessible in the summer. There's like all kinds of ice there. How they discovered the cave is just unbelievable. Like I can't even think about how someone would climb that high and then go through the cave. And so here we like hiked forever. We got to the cave, we put on clothes, and we froze our asses off in the cave, hiking for 70 minutes up the stairs and down the stairs. And then we had to hike in the heat down 20 minutes, go down the lift again 20 minutes. Finally got to our bus. Oh my God, I'm exhausted just talking about it. We got to our bus, and then it was time to go to the castle. So we went to the castle, which looked like a little Lego castle, even though it is on top of a mountain. Went to the castle, saw the birds of prey flight, which was super, super cool. The guy was like waving kind of like a rabbit looking thing on a string. And then the birds, falcons, eagles, and vultures were trying to like buzz it down to fight to catch it. So it was like buzzing our heads. Like they told kids and adults not to stand up because the bird literally can like do some damage. Anyway, so they were like buzzing our heads trying to catch that fake bunny or fake animal. And they did a good job because it was just incredible. It was like B-52 bombers just going like shoo, like that, trying to get the animal. And they got it a couple of times, which was really cool. And then we had tour, a castle tour, where they showed us a bunch of things. One of the, I guess, notable things was the torture chamber, torture room, where they showed all the things that the church did to torture non-believers, which makes you love the church, doesn't it? And then another room where it was like about the witch trials, which was insane too. And so we had to go up and down the castle all the way to the very top where like you ring the bell, and then all the way to the very bottom, which again was exhausting. So imagine like all of that in one day. And then finally we got in a bus and we took an hour and a half to get back to our hotel room. Rested for like 5 minutes, ran to an 𝘬𝑥𝐷𝑒𝐻, which is an Austrian or German word for like infusion, when in reference to sauna, like it's sauna infusion. You go into sauna and they like put essential oils and stuff, and they do like a towel dance. I would show you, but it's all completely naked, so not allowed to be filming there. So you can imagine how insane the day was. I'm ready to pass out because we have another exciting day, but luckily not as not as exhausting.